Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be learning how to use Roblox Studio for beginners. So, you might be in here and asking, what do I do? You might not see all these projects I have, because we're obviously not having the same account. If you want to make a new experience, you can just go. If you just want to cheat off, you can just go to templates and just do whatever you want. But if you want to do a new page, you go to your new experience, click on the button, that's it. And it's already going to be loading. So I'm going to give you some UI basics. How to use this. Um, so we're just going to wait for the base plate, the game to load, and then we're going to, I want to start. Well, that takes a lot of load. That's not normal. Plugins. Anyways, so you might be confused on what is happening here. So let me show you. There are two sides. There are two main UIs on Roblox Studio. There's Explorer and Properties. Explorer is basically where you can search for every single thing that is in the game, and Properties is to change stuff. Like for example, if I select this part, faceplate, and in Properties, I go and change the color. Let's say I want a pink. Change it to pink. Oh, sorry. I think I clicked the wrong thing, but it changes to pink. If I want the material not to be plastic and be something more like metal, it's metal. That's just an example of what you can do with explosion properties. It's very simple. That does not need a lot of explanation. Now, if you want to search more stuff, you can also see many more stuff inside of parts. For example, click under this. You can see that it has more properties inside the property. This is for lightning. This workspace is for everything that is in the game, everything that is in your screen right now. You can use your mouse as a camera to move it around. The spawn location is where your player spawns once you test your game, which is going to be the button right here. And once you want to stop your testing the game, click on this red button. There's a lot more stuff like replicated storage, storage, and all of that. But we're gonna go with some few basics, and little by little we're gonna be making it a bit more complex. So here is a big tab where you can do a lot of stuff. Here you can use the home, avatar, UI, script, model, plugins, and plus. Plus is a tab I made. You can make your own one here, where you can add your own plugins. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is I want to make a structure. But you might be asking, how do I make a structure? Simple. You go to home and you search for this part. You can always make your part out of a block, sphere, wedge, corner wedge, or cylinder. It is very simple. Now you can drag it if you click the number 1 key on your keyboard, you can drag it around. If you click the number 2 key, you can move it around. You can move it around at certain angles and different axes. If you click number 3, you can resize it to as much as you want. And if you click on the 4th key, you can rotate it around as much as you want. If you click on the 5th key, this is kind of an advanced trick I haven't studied yet, but it is not that necessary. You can always use the other elements. They're useful and much easier to use. Anyways, So what we're gonna try to build is a house. Now, like I said, you can always change the color and material and also more properties. But for now, let's see what we can do now. Now, if you want smooth rotation, smoother moving, you can just hold shift while you're rotating, and you can rotate it to the angle you want it to be rotated at. So we have this part, and what we're gonna do with is that we're gonna find for the option anchor. Now you might be asking what anchor does. Anchor basically makes it stay where it's at, and it doesn't make it fall. For example, for now I have anchored off. So if we push this block, it will act normally by all gravity. It will follow gravity's rules, and yeah, it will be pushed over and fall over. You can see it's kind of moving since it is heavy, and it is kind of it is kind of player's height. It does it it it's kind of heavy and it's not able to move, but you get it. Now if we make it thinner or anything, you will easily notice it. But now let's make it a bit uh, less thin. Let's make it more thinner, and we're gonna put it in the air. But this time, instead of making it anchored, we're gonna make it anchored. So we're gonna turn this up, and look what happens when it's anchored. In the meantime, we're gonna wait for the game to load. Alright, so we're moving with, the game is already loaded, and as you can see, it is on the air, basically on the air, because it is anchored, and it will not act by gravity's rules, and it will stay on. This will help for many, if this will help because this will help for many other structures. Now, I'll add an interesting fact. I'll put an interesting fact. Did you know that you can make holes inside parts? It is somewhat simple. It is not a bit. I won't say it's friendly, and I won't say it's that hard. But first, you select the part. You're gonna move it wherever you want it to be, and you are going to go to group. You're gonna click on this little arrow. Oh, never mind. I think it was. Oh, you click on. You click on. Oh, if you wanna undo or redo. Before that, if you wanna undo or redo things, You just go to edit and you click on that. So anyway, um, you can add stuff inside parts with the plus button, and for us to make holes in it, you can search. Um, Wait, I wonder where it is. I thought I saw it. Anyways, in the meantime, you guys can keep exploring. I'm sure you guys have Roblox Studio booted up. While I find. Hmm, I wonder where it is. Oh, so anyways, I was wrong. You're supposed to go to model. So you click on the part, go to model, and you click on union. It's a, it's supposed to. Wait. Well, I'm sorry for that, but I guess we cannot do it right today. But we can do it late. We can do it eventually, probably in the next video. Anyway, if you want to learn stuff, you can just click on the part and you can just click on Backspace. It is very easy and very simple. Hmm. If you want to duplicate things, you can just select on the part and click Control D. And first, Control first, then D. Then, so we're at this time. I want you to make a little house. That's what we have been learning. Alright, so this part. My mouse is kind of working. Alright, let's. Got something done. Now, a simple trick you can do to waste less time. If you want to select many objects at the same time, you just click on a part, hold Control, and select the other part, and you can get many stuff. Now, if you want to do this all up from up to down, down to up, you select the part, hold Shift, and click on the other one, and you have every single part. You have every single thing enabled. Or you can just add settings at a time without having to waste that much. To waste. Now, there's also a physics feature which is called and collide. Basically, collision is when a block or a piece collide with another piece. Now, normally in real life, you collide with almost everything. You collide with almost everything blocking your path, unless it's the obstacle. But then, but in this studio engine, you can just change it. And yeah, um, I, I hope that notification did not come. But anyway, as we were saying, now I activated I deactivated can collide out of all these parts. And now what should happen is I should go through it. Now as you can see, I anchored all the parts and my house is done. But now since the part doesn't have collision, I can just move to it like it's nothing. Otherwise, if I have collision activated, it will collide. It will collide with me. If you wanna make things easier for you, you can just go to the toolbox and you can just search stuff. I hope you find free models for yourself. Or you can just ask your system. It's salt water. You can ask your system to help you in coding. Anyway, I'll see what else I can show you. Oh, let's go with character generation. Let's go with kind of character generation. Here in generate rig, a rig is basically a model with the character and a humanoid. A humanoid is what makes a character replayable, but I will show you how you can do that too. So what you want to do is you want to generate rig. R15 is just 15 parts on your character, and R6 is just 6 parts on your character. You can choose the body shape of masculine or feminine. I'm obviously masculine, so I'm obviously a male. So I'm just gonna use it. Seems more logical. You can use one of these. You can use one of these 6 options. I'll obviously use my avatar because why not? Since it also R6 does not support 3D clothing, so yeah. So this is my avatar. If you want to use it, you can just if you want to put a specific model to the character of your game, just name it started character. Make sure there's no capital mistakes. BRB. As I was saying, so you name your character, name your model started character. Make sure they have a humanoid inside, and you you put it into a starter player, which will just make which. Now, if we test the game, you're, you're supposed to spawn as the model that I placed. Now, it looks like the meshes are loading in. As you can see, I loaded as the character. You can also make your own. You could also make your own NPC with a bit of coding, but to animate so it's not so it does not stay in what just one pose. But now we're gonna move our character back to the workspace because we're gonna need it for a few more facts of the humanoid. Now, in the humanoid, back to properties. There's this is the this is the most important part of the humanoid. Here, here, you can change a lot of stuff. This is the distance. This is the distance type or the display distance type. Normally, this what it does here is that it shows it shows the humanoid's name tag. I don't have a name for the humanoid, but here you can if you don't want your name a name on top of the player, you can just on the model, you can just change the display this type to none. The display name will be what will be shown in the display. Maybe the character's name started character, but the display name would be, let's say, P. And now if we put it to subject or viewer, let's put it viewer because I haven't experimented with it yet. It will show up as hidden, even if it's not named like that. Now, health display distance is basically how much health it has. Let's just say we have a weapon. Let's add a weapon from the toolbox. Now, now here you can display when that was damaged. This the difference between these two is it will dis it will if it will display this one will display the health and this one will display the health but how much distance. So really like that. Name occlusion I don't know. Parent is basically the owner of this part. I'll also show you. Let me just show you. Uh, a parent is the owner of all the properties. Like the parent is one property, and the children are all these inside the property. It's very simple. Really simple. It's very essential and common. Very essential. That's really it. So now let's test our health bars mechanics. So let's say we just find a link sword. Yeah, we find a link sword. And let's say I deactivate the health display type. Anyways, always on means it's always on. Display when damaged when the human takes damage, it will display. Let's make it display when damaged. Which means it will I already said it. Now when you insert a tool or a model, you might be it will ask you to put this tool into starter pack. What it means is that it will place it in your inventory once you start the game. If you decide to move it to workspace, it will be somewhere around the map. It will be somewhere around the map. Now, a tool must always have a handle so it can have is mesh and the model. If if the handle does not have the hat can collide deactivated, then it will spawn on this touch interest, which means that once it's touched, you will pick it up in your inventory. Now you can look around for where your tool is. You can always move it. You can always move someone. Let's say let's say that I move, let's say that I move this to stool to my house. I want it to be hidden. So what I would I think this sort is a little what I would do I'll just simply drag it simply, simply just drag it here. So let's try moving this out so that way we can move it out. Anyways, we'll try picking it up. Let's try picking it up and if it does not let pick up if it does not let pick up I will give up on this. Anyways, let's try to put the sword in more origin. I guess because it does not want to work, but you can always move it to inside wherever you want if it's moved to workspace. Now we play test. So now we play test. All right. So if we pick up our sword, as you can see, it's very scripted, very scripted. And wherever our humanoid in the explorer, you can always check where the humanoid is. But obviously, since I left, yeah, where did I leave my starter character? It's really weird. Anyways, so that's basically it. You can always see how the health bar works or how the health bars see, but that is mostly it. Now, we're going to something way more interesting, which is which is starter UI. You might be asking, what can I do with starter UI? Now that is now what you can do with this is you can make your own UIs on the screen. You can make a lot of stuff. Most of the most things that you use on a starter UI, the frame, text button, text label, local script, image label, text box, and image button. Now, you might be familiar with spotting the image and label. You see it mostly around games, and you can also make it yourself. Let's just make a game. Let's just make a frame. It's called my house. Well, just it has a lot of settings. You can also change the color, and there's a way to make the UIs round. There's a lot of simple stuff to make. So we just find out UI corner, and inside a frame, as you can see, you can always add a lot of stuff. I'll just add a text label, and now let's see what are the settings. Now here on the you can change the background color, or you can also make the background transparent on your text label that way. You can make outlines on your text. Let's do that. Well, what I'm mostly searching for texture. So here, this is the most important section of your properties on text. This is the font. You're gonna always change the font to something. I want to change something like that. You can change it to whatever you want the text to say. I want to say that, or maybe I can also always change the text size. Oh, and I also forgot to say, with every single part and every single property, you can always change the name of it. This is very essential in coding because you can differentiate stuff that you want to differentiate. You want to make happy text. Now in coding, when I want to use a text label, I can always just use happy text. I can always just name it happy text. You can also in coding you can also change stuff. And that's for later. That's for name. That's for later stuff. What happened? Um, no. You can, and yeah, that's basically it. I can also code images to this stuff, to change the stuff, and also decals. Oh, I forgot decals. You can, if you want images parts, sure. Go to toolbox, decals here, and search the decal that you want. Might take a while. Anyways, I'll go to my. Let me search up somebody. while we're waiting, make sure before you add it, make sure before you add your decal, select the part that you want, and then you add the decal. Now, normally it should be there, but sometimes it's at the other side. Now, if you might be asking what makes decals special from other things like image labels or muscle, what makes decals differentiate from the others is that unlike the image labels and UI, it does not work it does not work as an UI. It does not work as a screen. It works only in parts. It works only in visible parts. You can the most you can use here is the color up the content. You can always find and the face, which means where it's facing. I'll put it back. Now, as you can see, it's here now. It's here, my Luis Gamer Cool. Now, uh, let me see what else I can show up. You can also you can also do stuff as a model. It's very simple. It's very easy. Make sure you select parts, and now you right mouse you right click on your mouse, and you're gonna have a lot of these stuff: cut, copy, duplicate, delete. What you want to do is group as a model. Now, models are basically parts. All it's like imagine you have a shampoo and it's 4 in 1. That's basically a model. 4 parts, one mod. 4 parts, in one. Let's just say house. That's a house. Now, aside from the only bad thing about models is that it can only you only logically use it on workspace. Now, the another thing that's called is folder. It's basically the same thing as files on your computer or on your device. It can store anything, and the best part, you can store in anything anywhere. It doesn't. You can all aside from works, you can store anywhere you want. So yeah, that's really it. Anyways, that's all you probably need to know. That's all you need to know about Roblox Studio. See you later, and bye. Hope this worked for you.